Hey everyone, have I here been a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing our full breakdown with some fun little team builds for the Dokkan Festival exclusive Exchange Piccolo and Kid Gohan. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So first and foremost, always we start with the card art, and really nothing all too special, right? The SSR card art does have that white outline on there. The TR actually doesn't have it as well, which is generally a little bit different there, but all in all, nothing too special. I think the TR card art is kind of in reverse, right? You should have Gohan in the back since he's going to exchange after Piccolo gets wrecked. So yeah, I'm not sure why they flipped it around, but I guess because Gohan is really small, but they could have had like over the shoulder or something like that. But yeah, nothing too impressive about the card arts here. Let's go ahead and dive into the skill set and the stats here. The stats initially, the HP, attack, and defense is fairly low for what you're looking for in this day and age, right? We're in 2023. We have under 19 HP, we have under 16,000 attack, and under 12,000 for defense. Not all that great. However, they do make it up in the kit. We'll make this a little bit bigger here. And the leader skill, I think it's really good for Bottom Master's Disciple and Earthbred Fighters. That's the 200% boost, but the Saiyan Saga, it's not all that impressive, right? They need to continue to boost up Saiyan Saga for it to be more relevant. They probably could have added one more, or at least one more down here when it comes to the 200% boost. But you see a lot of Bottom Master's Disciple units that you're going to be running on the teams that I'm going to show later on. So it is Bottom Master's Disciple, Saiyan Saga 170%, and then only one boost here, Earthbred Fighters, which is a large category, boosting to that 200%. Now the super attack here greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, causes immense damage to enemy. Pretty typical now of what we're seeing here. The passive skills where it's very, very interesting. So first and foremost is key +2 attack defense 150%. This is like standard what we're seeing now. Then you have an additional attack boost by 150%. Large boost there. However, it is with less HP remaining the greater attack boost. However, you kind of generally want to stay above 70%, right? We'll show you why in just one second here, but I guess when you are really low when it comes to HP, you're going to be doing quite a bit more damage. So plus an additional attack defense 100% when performing a super attack. That's almost standard as well. Reduces damage by 40% when HP is 70% or more. I would have liked to see this down lower in the 50% range, but 70% or more, okay. First or second attack in a turn, okay. This is going to be hugely valuable if you're able to get this activated and stay activated when your HP is 70% or more. If you don't take that much damage, you're going to do just fine. Now, the reason why this unit I think is going to be special here is because it does have all this, and it's a support unit in of its own category, leader skill, Bottom Master Disciple, or Saiyan Saga category. Now, as far as I know, it is stackable, right? I think we don't know that for sure when I'm recording this video here, but having this nice support here, a part of a leader, that's just really what you like to see most of the time. On top of that, you also have additional superclass allies, key +1 and attack and defense 30% for 3 turns when you're a floater. So I think that's pretty awesome there as well, having the ability to double support and having this as a 60% attack and defense if you're running in a 3rd position. Wow, that's going to be very, very valuable, right? So and then if your HP is 70% or less, starting from the attacking turn, or starting from the 7th turn from the start of the battle, you revive with 7% recovered by exchanging with Kid Gohan, and then basically you recover after you get KO'd, right? So this is the exchange condition. It is a condition that you do not need to do an active skill or things of that nature. Is when you die, when you get KO'd, you will come back if your HP is 70% or less, or starting from the 7th turn or beyond. So it's really valuable there. And then you exchange into another really, really strong unit. And we'll talk about that in just one second here. Link skills, Gaze of Respect, Demonic Ways, Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, Z Fighters, Infighter, Fierce Battle. Not all that great for Link skills. Not really what you're looking for. And categories, fairly the minimum that you want to have for newer units. You have Joint Forces, Bottom Master Disciple, Exploding Rage, Powerful Comeback, Entrusted Will, Saiyan Saga, and then Earthbred Fighters. I am now looking to at least kind of like, I mentioned like 6 is the minimum, but I like to see like 8 is the minimum now these days, which you're not seeing here. You have 7 categories out of the 90 plus that we have. So diving into when you exchange though, once you exchange and you get KO'd, you come back with Kid Gohan, and Kid Gohan here, again, this stays the same here as key plus 2 attack and defense 150%. Oh, by the way, your super attack does go from greatly to massively raises attack and defense. So key plus 2 attack defense 150%, and then an additional attack defense 100% when performing a super attack. So that stays the same from before. However, you do have this condition here of if HP is 58% or more when performing a super attack, you get an additional 100% to attack here. So this is more HP versus less HP. Then you have this interesting thing once you exchange, right? Once you exchange, I'm pretty much saying that you're not killable, right? And you're going to do an incredible amount of damage. And that's really what we're looking for here, is an opportunity when you exchange to kill the boss that you're fighting with and just go ahead and move on. Maybe it's the final stage, but you get an additional key plus 12, guaranteed super attack and defense 300% when performing a super attack, and performs a critical hit for that 1 turn from the start of the turn once you go ahead and exchange. Very strong here. On top of that, after your 3rd turn, when you come back around, attacks effective against all types, and then superclass allies key plus 2. Then great chance of performing a critical hit when there's a pure Saiyans category enemy. All right, so not much in red zone, probably except for Broly, right? So you can probably wipe out Broly with this unit pretty easily, even though you can't dodge here. With Broly and that on their turns, you do have this ability here for other fights. And that's evade enemies attack, including super attack, for 1 turn, guaranteed. You're dodging everything as long as there's a Goku on the team, which can be a little bit tricky with the team that you're running here. And then afterwards, you have a high chance of evading enemies attack when there's a Goku on the team starting from the 3rd turn. So once you transform, you should be kind of closer toward the end of the fight, and this is just really designed to just do a ton of damage and wreck shop on that final boss or the final stage that you're running against. So I think it's a pretty nice design. I think it's really strong, and this unit's going to be, I think, valuable for quite some time, being that, again, it does have that ability to support basically 60%, which is pretty outrageous, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and move on here and move on to the team builds. So looking at the team builds here, generally you're just going to be running a lot of Bond and Master Disciple units. Now you could run this unit in the 1st position. So the team that you're seeing here is more designed for the link factor. They don't link very well, right? Gohan and Piccolo does not link very well. I'm just going to call them father and son. Father and son, Piccolo and Gohan has 4 links with physical transforming Piccolo. And then 3 links with the Z Kid Gohan, right? So not all that strong. However, you do have a ton of other units to sub, because you're like, okay, well, since it supports in of itself, you can go ahead and bring other units here. And I think you can run them in the 2nd position or even sometimes in the 1st position. And you can have a nice exchange, depends on when you have more attacks here. But you can run LROP, and you can run the Worldwide Celebration Future Gohan on 1st position on these fights here, and you're going to support those units as well. So pretty strong. Another thing that you can do when you're running the team here is, if it is that your rotation isn't set up fairly properly yet, you can run this as a 3rd position, as a floater, and then support the rest of the other units. But in this case, we're showing this as main rotations, as the 2nd position here with Gohan and with LROP. Now I did put in Piccolo and Goku on the team here just to have a Goku on the team so that you can actually have that dodge mechanic, but not necessarily you really need that as 100%. Now it is going to be a little bit tough not being able to dodge without the Goku. But sometimes not having the Goku, might be more beneficial because we really don't have a extremely powerful Goku to go ahead and run. All right, moving on to another version you can run here is bringing in a LRGG on the team. So if you do have LRGG, you can run him at 170% because Vegeta is technically not raised on Earth. Oh, I just realized I have the JP leader skill. It should be Earthbred Fighters. Let me change that really quickly. That's gonna bother me. Okay, that is now fixed to Earthbred Fighters. But yes, you can run LRGG. It's fine. Of course, after 5 turns, it is locked up into that first position, so there's limitation on there, but that is an option that you can run. Now, the thing is about the second leader skill here, besides Bond of Master's Disciple, the Saiyan Saga, is just, when you run a full Saiyan Saga team, it's not going to look very good. It's not going to synchronize very good either, and when you're actually looking at this team, you're like, I don't know how this is actually going to, run or even maintain here. Now we actually don't know how good the EZA to LR Nappa is, right? But we know, I think the tech Vegeta and Nappa is somewhat usable. But generally, again, it's more designed for like Terran Fighting Conquerors versus the Saiyan Saga team right here. So yes, you're not going to run this unit generally with a team of full Saiyan Saga unless you're doing like a Super Battle Road or something like that. So anyway, this is what you're kind of looking forward to if you're running a full Saiyan Saga team, which is not very good. And I did mention before, when you're running these teams here, you can run without a Goku. So if you run a team without Goku, it could look something like this or something like this, right? So you can have LRVB on here. If not, you can or GG on here. You can actually, run this team here, right, with no Goku, and you're going to be, pretty solid. So the reason why you don't want to run a Goku is you're going to basically try to stay above 70%, and you're going to bring in units that, aren't going to take much damage. Like Yajirobe, you just can't get hit, right? If you get hit, you're in trouble. So, but when you have the Goku, of course, you have the ability to dodge when you transform into the Gohan, or exchange into the Gohan. But ultimately, if you don't have a Goku, it's not like the end of the world. Now, you could run a full team here, as I call a father-son team, which is all Piccolo and Gohan. But if you do want to run with Goku on here, again, you can just slip Goku in a floater position, and you're just fine. Generally, again, I'm just running the Goku and Piccolo. You can run the Z Gohan or Goku. That's pretty much about it. I'm just looking at the options. There's not much options here with the Gokus. On Bond of Master Disciple and Saiyan Saga. So, yeah. Those are kind of your options there. Now, the fun team that I want to really kind of mess with here is a full support team, running the Gohan and Piccolo, the father-son Gohan and Piccolo, as a floater instead of a first or second position with a 40% damage mitigation, because you're going to get supported with these other units as well on the main rotation, and then really you're not going to take any damage when it comes to those two main rotations. Like Piccolo and STR Piccolo together, that's a monster rotation, along with the future Gohans. They're going to be a monster as well. So it's a risk worth taking to run it as support units versus first or second position, or you can run it something like this where it's high support as well, but you're going to run them in first position, and then Piccolo and Gohan then has to link up with these other units down here. Now, I did put a Goku on here, the Z Goku on here, which would get wrecked on most of the red zones, but I just did put him on here as an option. Of course, you can always take him out and put someone else in if you don't want to have the Goku on there. So anyway, that's pretty much about it with the different types of like team build you can run, and I think this is probably the most powerful one that you can run here. Or maybe the support team that you can run here is going to be very interesting. So yeah, have fun with this for those who are summoning on the banner here and trying to pick up this unit. I think it's going to be a good unit for quite some time with Bottom Man's Disciple leader skill here. And anyway, so with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.